Alright boys, we've got a 2v2. It's been a while since we cast any 2v2s. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure who this fella is. But I'm going to call him Herb. Because it's kind of funny. It's funny to me anyway. Herb, the Chaos Sorcerer. He's going to be playing with the Demon Hunter here of Adila. I'm not sure why the Ordo Malleus are working alongside a Chaos Sorcerer. Perhaps we can give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they've brainwashed the Chaos Sorcerer into doing their bidding in order to rid themselves of the Plague Champion of Kabanyaka. And alongside Kabanyaka is going to be Boogyman, who's going to be playing as the Tech Marine. So we'll see how things go. We're on that Golgotha depth, so we've only got one natural gen farm for each team here, meaning you generally see some requisition heavy builds, and Herb is demonstrating that perfectly here, going for the 2 CSM opening. It's interesting looking at the minimap there. Herb seems to be avoiding Kabanyaka, and he's just capping up the north side of the map while Kabanyaka takes the middle. Strike Squad want to be a bit careful here though. They're going to start bleeding models soon. For some reason the attacks are focus firing the IST, which I'm not really sure that's the priority. They do kill one of the IST, but yeah. Too much HP on the Strike Squad. No, I meant attacks. I feel like that was kind of lucky to kill that attack there. Oh, but that was unlucky to lose the other Strike Squad model in retreat as well. So 2 Strike Squad models down for 1 Tactical Marine. That is generally favourable there for the Boogeyman. And Kabanyaka is just going to charge the gen farm, but there's not a lot of gens really to be bashing, because Herb went for the 2nd CSM and Adila hasn't actually built really anything. What the hell's he been building? We didn't get a node here, he just dropped a gen. Wow, fast battle spear, what the hell? Okay, well Herb is going to be rotating to the mid. He isn't actually pushing the gen farm, which actually puts Boogeyman and well, the red team into a pretty good spot here. They see that Herb's army is rotating mid, and so there is little threat there onto the gen farm, and so they drop their full 3 gens over there. This is a really hectic, scattered start. Got things going on all over the place. Hey, buffed melee damage when you get the Bowel Spewer. Check that out. 22 melee DPS with the Bowel Spewer. By default, the PC's got like fucking 4 or something outrageous. Okay, it might be a bit more than that, but it's terrible. But for some reason, it gets like tripled when you get the Bowel Spewer. It's quite odd. You're still punching the dude. It's not like you hit them with the Bowel Spewer. They're going to rout him. What did he get? He took out the node and he killed at least 1 gen. But there's still 1 gen, but it's going to be delayed now before they can get their other gens activated. And the red team have got the full gen farm back there. And the red team are mostly pushed off the map here. So probably a decent spot for the blue team. There's got these heretics coming down for the red team, but they're going to take time to be able to destroy that power node, and we've got another CSM squad coming out. We can intercept them. Doombbolt's going to be evaded by the retreat there. If you do land a perfect 6-bolt Doombolt onto the heretics, it will one-shot them. That's why Kabanyaka just retreated straight out of that. Didn't want to mess around. It's going to be Noise Marines from Kabanyaka. Makes sense, they can keep rotating down this north side and easily bash that power node. Pretty good at this map in general because of the presence of so many garrisons. Oh, I'm still suffering from my chest, and it's a pain in the ass, man. Just random fucking coughing fits from mucus. How pleasant. How very PC. Very noble. Alright, it's okay. We're still here. For now. Well, that was a nice Doombolts. Unfortunately, not really any follow-up. Demon Hunter's going to give it a go, but of course they just take the garrison. This is the problem. Kabanyaka has got a lot of anti-generator, anti-garrison here with the Spewer and the Noise Marines. Just realised he's got both of those assets. It feels like a little bit of overkill, to be honest. But we'll see. Interceptor's here for Adila, but just retreats out. Not too big of a deal. Can he get a scout? No, he can't. Wow. That is not good for him. Noise Marines are going to be pushing through the middle. I assume these CSM are going to cap. Noise Marines are going to go straight for the gens, but I think he might have spotted the Ordo Malleus forces coming over here. IST have got that powerful impact grenade. Does triple damage to things in a garrison, but it's only a single entity, I assume, in there. Is that the Tech Marine? Yeah. So they don't take a lot of damage because it's only one model being hit. And look at this, the Noise Marine snuck past. However, yeah, it's alright, we've got the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter running with a Liber Malleus. Let's see if how impactful this is here. I think he can activate it on himself. Just going to go into the garrison. That's awkward. It's annoying actually. It's quite macro-intensive that. So he has to keep them out of the range of the Noise Marines. When the Noise Marines get out, can hit the generators, and then by the time the Demon Hunter comes, the Noise Marines go back in the garrison. Very fucking annoying, to be honest. Now over here we've got a lot of dying heretics. But they're dying for a good cause. They're protecting the generators. CSM here with double Eternal War should be able to punch them down in melee quite quick, but that's why they're getting their aspirant champion. Have we had the discharge? What's it called? Bilious Discharge. What you can do is you can suppress them with the Doom Blast and then go into Bilious Discharge, and they'll be completely unable to move for the snare and the reduction in speed from suppression. Okay, Adila has got some purgation. So they're going to come over and burn out the Noise Marines. They're going to purge him. Force them into melee with the Strike Squad and the Demon Hunter. That's going to be one dead Noise Marine, but they're going to go home and survive, one can imagine. Sure what the CSM were doing chilling in the garrison over there exactly. So looking at the power situation, yeah, red team going to tier 2 quite a bit ahead, but this is to be expected given that they had this triple gen farm up a lot sooner than the blue team, and both sides have failed really to be able to establish any sort of significant power income coming from these contested power nodes, at least so far. You normally see a fair bit of turret action on this map. Quite surprised, honestly, to not see that, given we have 2 players here playing heroes that are capable of building turrets on the red team. First purchase in tier 2 of the game is going to be a Razorback from the Boogyman. So I might want to send that Razorback over to the Noise Marines of Kabanyaka, and then send them over to the Gen Farm and really consolidate that lead that they've got in terms of tech. IST looking vulnerable here. Kabanyaka's screaming too, because he has the Ordo Malleus Interceptors and Purgation here. Yeah, it's only the IST capping and the Strike Squad in the middle. The most important ones coming over here. A bit sloppy there from Adila. He didn't actually suppress these heretics a bit sooner. Could have done the Rift Tear into the Purge by Fire combo to immobilise them for a bit. We let them get into melee, but still, yeah, Kabanyaka is facing 2 right now, which is a problem. Interceptors tying up the Devastators, but they're very low on health. Focused down by this Razorback. It's actually quite convenient. Oh no, the Noise Marines have to leave. I was going to say convenient if you can win this fight. Are they going to get wiped? They do get wiped there by the Heretics and the Demon Hunter. Not a good engagement for Kabanyaka. Not a good engagement for him. A Noxious Cloud dropped down a little bit too late, and really should have been probably a little bit more in retreat. I don't think he would have got any wipes anyway. So kind of desperate plays from both sides there, really trying to get the power bash going with the blue team, but they did pretty well there, wiping out a few units of Kabanyaka, whereas the Tech Marine needs to rotate over and revive the PC. PC could have gotten that Razorback and then done a nice Gen Bash. You see, Adila isn't even tier 2 yet, and he's the one who's closest to the blue team Gen Farm, so he's the one who's closest to getting AD out of the base. There is still a window of opportunity here for the red team to move forward and get the Gen Bash, which I assume is what they're going to do. You see that they're consolidating their forces a bit. I think Boogyman is a little bit scared. Tactical Marines need to restart. They can't be knocked out of the way by the Razorback there. Yeah, he's hesitant. Doesn't realise how far ahead he is. I mean, that's fair enough. Herb at this point is tier 2 himself. Kabanyaka's going to go for some Zeech Chaos Space Marines. Makes sense when you're against 2 enemy factions that are heavy infantry. You want that inferno damage. No upgrades yet for Herb. Probably wants to get the demon armor. Oh, he's got the Curse of Zeech. on his Chaos Sorcerer. That's an interesting one. I don't think Curse of Tzeentch activates on retreat though anymore. So that combo was a bit strange. I don't really understand that, but okay. It's got the Rod of Wartfire as well, so you can use the Curse of Tzeentch, then you can hit them with the Rod of Wartfire. If you pop a kill, then you're going to get the additional damage from the Curse of Tzeentch, but yeah. I don't like Curse of Tzeentch. I think it's massively underpowered at the moment. Some beautiful Noise Marine shots here. Jesus Christ, nearly wiped out these Tzeentch Ghost Space Marines, which are fully upgraded. Wow, why did he deset up? No! Oh well. Doesn't matter, I think Kabanyaka would have noticed in time anyway. So we've got Psychic Assailment here from the Demon Hunter, and holy shit, that puts so much damage on that Conversion Beamer. Because it's basically like Guide, or Crack Shaft, and what's better, exactly, talking extra range and extra damage. And it absolutely shreds that Razorback. Beautiful Psych Out Grenade there from the Interceptors, who are going to get a bit more energy there from the Strike Squad and try and wipe out the Scouts. A little bit slow on the micro there, Adila. Divide. Very slow. Could have wiped them out for sure. Gets marked by the Tech Marine. Signum Armor here. 40% more damage taken. I don't know where 20% came from. It's way better than that. Combination with the Melter Gun and the Plasma Gun there and the tax, it appears. That's going to be a lot of damage. Oh, I don't know if Herb realises the Curse of Tzeentch doesn't work on retreat. At least I don't think it does. Maybe it does? I don't know. Someone confirm down below if you know. Does Curse of Tzeentch work on retreat? We've seen the warp fire there on the unit in the garrison, so we can see that that works. Again, only Tactical Marines only have a 4 model, so it's super effective. Nice little flank there from the IST to disrupt the Devastators. Chilling inside the Demon Shield here, so they're going to be taking reduced range damage, but you can see, even with that Demon Shield protection, Plasma Guns and Melters are scary against heavy infantry, man. And there is apparently a Blood Crusher here as well. That's one way to route the ball to CSM. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, those heretics are going to regret trying to force that Noise Marine squad off. I mean, they managed it, but wow, literally killed all 8 of their models. Beautiful position here for the Noise Marines. They get such extra range and you can't just walk up and melee them, you got to rotate around. Nearly level 3 already for those Noise Marines. They've paid for themselves tremendously with that Blastmaster. Blood Crusher is a curious choice given that there's already a Conversion Beamer on the field, which in this garrison at the moment. Look at the range of that thing. I guess it can stay on the north side of the map because there's no AV come out from Herb other than the Blastmaster, which can't really reliably hit. But it doesn't. I don't really feel like Kabanyaka has really tried to take that part of the map very much. So I don't get it. Garrisons are so annoying on this map. Again, Adila a little bit late there with his energy burst onto the Devastators. Could have probably got another model from them before they got into the garrison, if not forced them off completely. And then they get routed. What's going on over here? Mostly just a bit of capping up there by the heretics from Kabanyaka. Okay, this is a big flank to the mid with Herb's Noise Marines reset up into the same position. The Conversion Beamer rotating around sees that Blood Crusher. I think they've seen all these units. I think so. Well, VP's not too distant, but with a triple cap against the red team are going to be finding themselves a little bit distant on VPs pretty soon if they don't do something about this. Miss micro here from Herb. He lets those Blastmasters get killed by the Bloodletters. Oh my god. It'll take him forever to kill that final model. So that flank turns out to be pretty effective, to be honest. Taking out those Blastmasters, they were definitely putting in a lot of work. Honestly, I really think Herb should be focusing on the north right now. Look at the requisition that he's got. Might even be worth just getting some Plague Marines. They're such a good scaling unit, just good as a capping unit. But they'll help versus tanks, they'll help versus super heavies. Kill this Blood Crusher. Not sure about the positioning on the Demon Hunter here. Okay, he's gonna just about survive. Was that a Dark Flames that just went down? No, I don't think so. Oh, whoa, there you go. The Curse of Tzeentch into the Doombolts is gonna wipe that Heretic squad. What's going on here? Everyone's like forgetting their shit. Bloodletters kill some idling IST. Adila probably looking over here instead at his interceptors. You do need to get out of there. And the little Bile Spewer PCs putting in a lot of work here. Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines chilling in the garrisons, also putting in a lot of work. Oh, we've got double Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines now for Herb. Yeah, this is pretty rough actually for the blue team. Bile Spewer can finish off this power node. Oh wow, look at that. The Blastmaster nearly would have threatened to wipe the Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. I don't think the Demon Hunter gets the kill here, no. Does he not have an upgrade? No, he doesn't. No, that's the problem. Maybe if that was a hit from the Force Glaive, that would have been a wipe. This guy needs to hurry up and go take the VP. Because now things have turned and it is a 3-0 cap against the blue team. See the Curse of Tzeentch there, right, activated onto these Bloodletters, but they're phased out, so not taking any damage. The Plague Champion is forced off. However, I wonder if Herb is normally a retail player. I don't know who Herb is. Because that combo, the Curse of Tzeentch and the Dark Flames and Retreat is very powerful in retail. The problem here for the blue team is that the red team are both in tier 3. The blue team are severely lacking power. Just having got bashed over there again. They really need to focus on the power. Chaos Terminators are an interesting choice for Kabanyaka, for this reason precisely. He's up against double fully upgraded Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines, so they've got the 3 Inferno Bolters and then they got Plasma Guns on the Aspiring Champions too. And you can see, I mean, they just melted those Terminators. Terminators are very durable, but they're, what level are these guys? Oh my god, they're level 3 each, damn. No wonder they are outputting insane damage. Yeah, the Terminators, as tanky as they are, they still only do piercing damage with those Stone Bolters. I don't really feel like it was a great choice, especially when you can drop the Demon Shield on these guys to give them range damage resistance. Oh, Curse of Tzeentch proving useful again there. Alright, fair enough. Herb's showing that the Curse of Tzeentch can have some effect, but Mark Target will be pretty brutal here. Yeah, even losing the model in retreat there, Jesus. The last thing you want to be taking is plasma damage on your Marines when you're marked. So in spite of the red team being tier 3, they're getting pushed back right now. Of course, they don't actually have any tier 3 threats other than the Terminators, which we've seen were quite soundly countered. Awkward in terms of economy to go for Tech Marines as well on this map, but Tech Marines, to go for Terminators, because Chaos Terminators in particular costs a lot of power to reinforce, which typically is beneficial because you typically floating power in tier 3 and lacking requisition as Chaos, but not on this map due to the general lack of power. So losing that model would have been brutal. See the 40 or 50 power to reinforce the model. It's a lot. Well, Boogeyman's been saving up and he's going to scare everyone when he pulls out a Land Raider Redeemer. I'm not entirely sure what the counter to that will be. Well, Miss Micro here from Adila, dropping 2 interceptors relatively unnecessarily there. Boogeyman telling Kabanyaka that he's getting that Land Raider Redeemer, and that is going to be able to lock down the middle very well. If you don't know, the Land Raider Redeemer has a beacon on it. They teleport Homer. What that means in terms of the game is that any allied troops can retreat to it. Even your allies' troops can retreat to your Land Raider Redeemer. And they can reinforce off of it, and it also heals them over time. So overall, very, very powerful in team games, because it's a big tanky unit that's very hard to kill, and it kind of shreds everything that gets close to it as well, with a multi-melt of vehicles and 2 heavy flames and assault cannon for infantry. Yeah, it's tough. Lightning Claw Terminators make some sense here. You don't want to be trading with even the autocannon against these kind of threats. You want to tie them up in melee and rip them up, but you know, they still take damage, but they do output a lot of damage too, and then they can turn around and deal with this Siege Kill Space Marine squad. The thing is though, the Sorcerer can swap to the Robes of Torment and get the Chains of Torment to pin these guys in place when they teleport in this. Oh, nicely played there. Didn't need the Curse of Tzeentch on them. In fact, I believe Rod of Warpfire, yeah, it deals 80 plasma cannon damage, so you can actually one-shot default heretics with that on retreat, because it deals full damage on retreat. Ah, fuck. The nice shot on the Blastmaster. We go with the heavy flames from the Land Raider Redeemer. I don't know how the blue team are going to deal with this. You see, there's only 26 VPs for the red team, but... well, this is what the Land Raider Redeemer is notorious for. How the hell do you cap in front of that thing? It's going to melt infantry in seconds. Everything's retreating to it, so you've got a whole army to face nearby to it. It's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. So the real trick, I suppose, is to send units to decap this. This is often where you see the Space Marines sending infiltrated scouts, and Tyranids sending the tier 3 lictors and all that kind of thing. But Herb and Adila don't really have access to those kind of units. I'm trying to think, infiltrators, they don't really have many infiltrators, either the Order Malleus or the Chaos. Chaos Sorcerer could potentially get Sigil of the Rift and start teleporting some things deep behind the lines. But it shouldn't be too difficult for the red team. Oh, they use their teleport? Oh, they probably used their teleport to go kill the Blastmaster and they only forced it off. Oh, that's poor play from Kabanyaka. Yeah, they just get wiped. I find that very questionable from the outset to go for those Terminators from Kabanyaka. I think you would have been a lot better served with a Predator, maybe even a Nurgle Predator. Could have been pretty good. Because he's mostly facing, well, they're entirely facing anti-infantry. Sorry, anti-infantry. They're only facing infantry threats, so... fuck's sake. Beautiful again, just wipes the heretics. You don't even need a clean warp fire. The combination of the Doom Bolts into the Curse of Tzeentch and warp fire. I mean, that is heavy overkill, to say the least. Noxious Cloud on top of those guys. I wonder if the Demon Shield is protecting them from that. I don't think it is. Maybe it is actually. I'm not sure what type of damage the Noxious Cloud is. But those guys must both be level 4. Yeah, so they are pretty tanky. But there's no counter to this Land Raider. You know, Adila's got this Beamer, but what the fuck's that going to do on its own? Got double Beamer. He doesn't even have line of sight into the Land Raider Redeemer. Adila, what are you doing, man? What is this? He's not even shooting. Get it out of this garrison. You need to put pressure onto the Land Raider ASAP. The Boogyman lost all of his freaking squads. How did he use his attacks and stuff? I don't even know. He's got these scouts, and I really don't think Boogeyman's scouts should be messing around in the middle here. They should be rotating around and going for the flank. There's nothing protecting the natural VP. We did, of course, see some Chaos Terminators dropped in by Herb here. They're using their Power Fist to fist down the Land Raider Redeemer. Boogeyman himself dropped down his own Terminators to counter. Got the Rites of Exorcism here in the Demon Hunter, which is basically like a Melter Bomb and a Doom for a vehicle, all in one ability. It does a little bit of spike damage, slows the vehicle, and then makes the vehicle take more damage. The Heavy Flamers should be able to melt these guys very quick. I think at the moment they're focusing on the Terminators. Need to focus the Purgation. Wasted his Frag Assault really. Could use that there to wipe these guys. Can the Assault Cannon get them? Close. Maybe like another second of firing would have done it. Oh wow, the Vindicator has sneaked over here. Wow. Using his chameleon stealth suit. It's not traditional infiltration. It infiltrates when he's in cover, and I guess because this little crater here, he's counted as in cover. But this is tricky with both of the Terminators now. Kabanyaka dropping a second Terminator squad. And yeah, that's going to be tricky. If the Vindicator just retreats, he'll just get killed by Power Fists, so he's trying to walk away using the cover. Good play there by Adila to get onto the natural VP. 18 VPs left for the red team here, so he is trying to brute force his way through, but that is a marked target into a frag assault there onto the strike squad. I wonder, can the Demon Hunter get the point? No, he can't. That's way too much damage. The assault cannon and the melter gun, and the Land Raider Redeemer combined with some Stormbolt to focus fire. That is brutal. Conversion Beamer is firing away. Really should have Psychic Assailment on it. There's no excuse here. There's a tremendous amount of red available here to Adila. He's using Psychic Assailment over here to try and get rid of the scouts, but can't get rid of them. No specials. Oh, because it's a Purgation squad, not a Strike squad. Ha! Fuck's sake. Purgation squads. Sorry, the Strike squad is chilling in the base. Yikes. And that is the triple cap for the red team. They're going to win with only a measly 16 VPs left. Didn't actually need the decap on the natural in the end, but Boogie got it anyway. Very well done to him. Land Raider Redeemer saving the day, but was it a good play? I don't know, because it got them so low on VPs waiting for it. That was super, super risky. If the blue team pressed their advantage a little bit further earlier on, maybe the red team wouldn't have had this many VPs and would have lost before the Land Raider Redeemer was even able to come out onto the field. I think another thing we can say is that the Terminator choice from Kabanyaka was not a very good choice going into double Zeechka, Space Marines and a Sorcerer. We didn't even see any Robes of Torment, but that's another thing. Not only does it counter the Lightning Claw Terminators can't retreat. So you drop the Robes of Torment and then they can't move. It's just so easy to wipe the Terminators, not to mention later on in Tier 3 you could also get the Tome of Subjugation to temporarily bring them onto the side and waste their teleport and all those shenanigans. I don't think that was a very good play. I think getting a Nurgle Predator or something like that would have been better, or maybe even a Great Unclean One. Probably a Nurgle Predator, so you have more units out early, especially if you know that your teammate is going for a Land Raider Redeemer. Anyway, folks, that is going to be all from your boy Torpid this time. I am choking on my own phlegm. Hope you enjoyed that one. A bit of 2v2 action is nice to see. That's all from me. I am signing out.